Good afternoon, folks. Uh-oh, two Chris's in there at the same time. One Chris left. Okay. Good afternoon, Chris. How are you? I had a decent day. It could have been better. Could have been a lot worse. Certainly finished green. It's because I took profits early instead of watching some of the stocks just kind of deteriorate during the afternoon. But that's okay. That's all right. So, yes, I did have a profitable day. I'm trying to get things sorted out here. Unfortunately, I wound up with a lot of accounts. I have my 401k that's at Fidelity. My wife's 401k is at Fidelity, but it's only mutual funds. So, I routinely take a look at the funds, and maybe once every 6 or 8 weeks I switch funds around depending on how they're doing. And then she has a rollover 401 that we turned into a self-directed IRA, and then she also has another 401k that is a Roth. All right, but that's pretty simple. And then I have two accounts at Schwab, and then I also have a brokerage account at Robinhood. Now, I was thinking about moving all the money over into Schwab, but I don't like having all my money in one place. All right, so the sound is not strong enough. Well, hang on, I can fix that. Hang on here. Give me a second. Let's see here. How's that? Is that better? I just boosted the volume. Catherine, can you hear me? What percentage is your portfolio returning on average? It's really hard to say. I am up nicely for the year. I had a really good January. I had a pretty good February. I had a horrible March, right? I was down. And then I had an incredible April, like the best month ever. And I'm having a decent May, all right? So I think for the year, I calculated it the other day. For the year, I'm up about 26 or 27% for the year, okay? Which is pretty good, all right? So, and I guess that's why people keep asking me to start a channel where I can just post all my trades so they can follow what I'm doing. I'm trying to figure out, all right, I'm up 44% on NVTS. Do you think I should add NVTS or NVTS if drops? Okay, well, let's take a look at NVTS, all right? And I'll give you my opinion. All right, so, it's certainly up. If you're up 44%, that's really good, all right? What you could do, and let me just take a look at how it's done over the last 5 days. You could put what you may want to do is just put a trailing stop on your NVTS stock so that if it drops too much, you could sell a portion of your shares, not all of it, all right? Because let's see what you can see my screen, right? So let me drag the market surge screen over. Let's see if I can find it here. Do I even have it open? No. So give me a second. I'm going to pull up market surge, and then we'll take a look and see what market surge says about NVTS. Right? This will only take a second. Okay, so I'm going to drag it over here. All right, here. NVTS. All right. So NVTS, um, it is it's pretty overextended here. They don't show, the profit area, so it's definitely overextended. Look at this. All right, highest it's ever been. Right. So I would think at this point, if you're really up 44%, like I think I would take some profits and maybe scale back to maybe you could sell like 80% and take profits and keep 20% in there and put a trailing stop on it so that because the last thing you want is to give up profits, all right? You don't want to lose your profits. That's like the last thing that that you want to happen, all right? So, you could do it that way, all right? So, yeah, I had a profitable day. Yeah, okay. NBIS, let's take a look at that. We're sell in the money short-term coverage call. You could do that, all right? I, yeah, you could, and you could make some money because you've got a lot of money tied up in that stock, so you could certainly do a coverage call, all right? Okay. Um, so that's NBIS, all right? INTC. INTC is appears to be running out of steam. All right, and that actually came up in the conversation we had this morning. Um, it's not accelerating as fast as it has been. All right, but then again, I mean, let's look at it. It's not back to its high, so. Um, I would definitely stay in it, because look, it was up, up, it's been up. Well, it was down, I think it was down yesterday. I'd have to take a look. Let's just, well, let's take a look here, all right? So NBIS, or INTC, INTC. All right, let's get rid of this message. So that was today, right? If we go back a day, all right, it's 118. Oh, that's right. It's just going to update the chart for me. It's not going to show. Oh, yeah, then it was 110, right? 108. I mean, look at this. This is nice. Right? You can see it. 108.77. So it did have a slightly down day, right? I'm just scrolling back through the chart here, so you can see what it looks like, right? That's down. All right. The 19th, it was up. 20th, it was up. 20th. Yesterday it was down, and today it was up a little bit. So it's still not back to this high, but you look at this, it's moving in the right direction, right? Let's do like the 15-minute chart. Just take a look at a couple of days here. So you can see it was up, all right, then it was down, then we were up. This was definitely up, that gapped up. That closed down a little bit, and today we're up. So my opinion would be, I would stick with INTC. I'm holding my INTC shares, all right. So I'm not going to give them up, right? I think there's gas left in the tank here for INTC, right? Certainly it can get back to where it was, right? Because SPY could get back to where it was, you know. I haven't even zoomed out on SPY lately. All right. Well, yeah, maybe we are at a high here. Oh no, see, SPY was at 749, right? And today we closed at 745. So, uh, you know, we're still in a bull market. So I would stick with SPY. Right? or I'm sorry, I would stick with the INTC. All right. All right. NBIS, INTC, Everpure. TKR still looking good, but I think it's staying sideways for a long time. Okay. So what's the ticker for Everpure? All right. Give it to me. I'll take a look. TKR. All right. TKR. RCL, that's Royal Caribbean. We'll take a look at that. Would you consider going live through the day when you were trading? Maybe. Okay. Hey, maybe. All right. It gets kind of crazy here. All right. I may consider that. All right. And then I have to share a screen with everybody. And how am I supposed to watch Pornhub? If you guys are watching me. I'm just kidding. Okay. Just kidding. Okay. All right. And okay. All right. All right. So let's do TKR. All right. Somebody was thinking TKR may be going sideways. Well, maybe. All right. Okay. Well, it had this dip and it's come up. Let's zoom out, that looks kind of sideways to me ever since earnings. Yeah. There's some sideways action here. All right. They got down here, there's support here. I don't know. I don't think we've seen it long enough here. What does Market Surge have to say about TKR? Right? Let's find out. They'll give you the scoop. Oh, Timken. Oh yeah, Timken. Is it strong? Let's see what its RS rating is. 85. Okay. Listen, it's still above its pivot area. It hasn't. It's not up to its profit area. Look at. So there's, it's got an RS rating. Let's do the weekly. Let's see what its earnings look like. Earnings will tell you a lot. Okay. Okay. Yeah, its earnings are below. Its earnings are below this, right? Which is not good. If the earnings were up here, I would say something different, but yeah, it might be running out of gas here. All right. Yeah, it's just been going sideways. It hit this 123, and that was on earnings, but it hasn't done anything since then. What do the numbers look like for next year? What are they forecasting? Nothing great here. 15% earnings per share, a higher earnings per share of 614 than 711, and then a 5% sales increase and a 4% sales increase. That's not much, all right? I mean, the companies that are like killing it, all right, have big numbers. What's NVIDIA forecasting in terms of growth? Well, NVIDIA is different. But look at this, 85% earnings per share increase, another 40% over that. These are big jumps, right? Look at this, 79% sales increase, 40% sales increase. These are big numbers, okay? That will drive a stock up, okay? Right? So, yeah, not like 5%, 10% growth. I heard somebody say they want us. I heard a guy talk this morning. He'd like to see 30% sales increase every year. And there are companies that do it, year over year. Look at this, 23 and 24, 126%, 24, 114%. Now it's slowed down, right? And somebody said to me this morning, one of the guys I play pickleball with, he said, well, why should I invest in NVIDIA? It's not going anywhere. I said, what do you mean it's not going anywhere? Look at NVIDIA, all right? It is going somewhere, okay? This is the weekly chart going back to June of 23. NVIDIA, what happens to NVIDIA? NVIDIA has these periods where it just goes sideways, right? Consolidates. Now, it's in a really long consolidation. I will hand you that, okay? But the bottom line is, it does keep going up, right? I mean, this year it had this dip, right? But that was through March. That's that was the this was the tariff dip, okay? But look where it was, 193, 194, 197. Now it's up much higher. It's up to 215. So, Nvidia is a strong company. Right. So Timken, yeah, it does look kind of flat. Right. Okay. Royal Caribbean. Let's go back to the my regular chart here. Oh, that doesn't look good at all. Okay. You can see here's 200-day moving average, and it's trading below its 200-day moving average. And it was down today. It's been down quite a few days. It did bounce off this line. But here's the interesting part. If you look back over the year, look where it always finds support. It finds support at 248. It bounced off it here, bounced off it there, bounced off it again, 248. So the bots are programmed to not let the stock go below 248. If you're taking a look at RCL, what's Viking doing? Is Viking doing any better? Yeah. I think did I say this when you asked me about this last week, or somebody else did? Viking is a much better investment in the cruise lines. I mean, look at it. Right? It's trading well above its 200-day moving average, trading above its 21 and 50 moving averages too. So Viking may be a better investment for you. Okay. All right. Nokia. Yeah, Nokia has gone flat, unfortunately. All right. Oh well, wait a minute. It went up 9% today. it was flat these past couple days. Well, I guess that's good. I was beginning to wonder about whether Nokia was going to come back, and sure enough, it had an up day yesterday. It had a couple of down days here, and man, it jumped back up. Now the question is, all right, if I look back here, let's just go back, all right. So it hit this number before, like 1570, and today it closed at 1547. The question is, can it break? Can it break 15? All right. I haven't been in it. All right. My mind has been elsewhere. So I think what I'll do is I'll set an alert on Nokia. All right. If it can break 16, I'll get a notification. All right. Okay. All right, we'll see what happens. See if it can break 16. All right. Where are we here? Back to the questions. Monday. Yeah, there is no market on Monday. It's closed. All right. Did you have a chance to look at Voyager Tech? No, I didn't. So let's do that. VOYG. All right. Let me write that down. RDW. Is it worthwhile going into Rocket Lab at its current price? I'm going to say yes, but we're going to bring up a chart and take a look at it. Okay. Would you consider an average of 270 in RCL bad? What are you in RCL at? Right? Well, so your average cost is 270 and it's slumping. Me personally, I would be out of it. Okay. Let's take a look at its 5-year chart. Where has it been in the past? All right, so it's gotten to 366 in the past. Here's the deal. It's probably going to come back, but fuel prices are hurting the cruise lines right now. That's the deal. All right. They're all getting hurt by fuel prices, all right? Because they burn a ton of diesel fuel, right? So I would personally consider this a temporary slump in the price, and it's only because of fuel prices. I mean, if we look back, all right, let's just go 180 days here. You know, when did the whole mess start with Iran? You know, what was it? Was it back in February? You know, when did we start? You know, let me just ask Grok. All right, Grok, Super Grok here. All right. Okay. So let's see what Grok has to say. All right. All right. So. Lots of questions. Da, da, da. Okay. Okay. Oh, okay. That is too. How about most recently here, early 2026? The S&P declined. All right, they're not really telling me. Okay, February 28th. Okay, that's when the airstrike started. All right. Okay, and what are we looking at here? All right, this was February 10th. Wait, February 28th, right around here. You know, boom, really started to go down, and then there was all this talk beforehand. So I think what you're looking at here is a dip because of oil prices. Okay, speculation on oil prices just drove it down, and actual oil prices have driven it down. Okay, all right. So let's go back to your questions here. Let me pull that screen up here. All right. All right. I got Nokia, Voyager, RDW, NASA. I did some training on NASA. Okay, yeah, early March. Okay, February 28th. Yeah. Hopefully you wanna. I don't know, man. What a day! You called it being a green day before. Yeah, yeah. It was just looking. SPY was looking too strong overnight. Even though it started to pull back in the morning, you know, we got some stuff done. Right. Um, so Nokia's looking good. All right, Voyager, VOYG. All right. Wow. Look at Voyager. Ooh, this is impressive. It's having a really nice run. Oh man, long-term power surge. That's what these yellow dots are. Okay. So yeah, look at this. Was up 11% today. What do these people do anyway? All right. This is very impressive. Why don't I own it? Okay. Uh, that's the real question. Why don't I own Voyager? Let's see here. Is this a space play? Okay. Develops technology and software solutions for defense and space sectors. Okay. It's overextended though. Right now, look at it's above its profit area. So I probably won't get into this. Yeah, that's a little scary, right? Yeah, it's well above its profit area already. So um, it's overbought. Okay. Yeah, and I can say it was up close to 70 RSI today. All right. So it may continue going. You know, it hasn't stopped lots of other stocks that are way overbought. Right. So if you're in it, I would stay in it. If you're not in it and you want to get in, do what I do, and I'll show you exactly what I'm going to do. All right. All right. I'm going to go take a small position. All right. The bid and the ask are pretty close. They're only 30 cents apart. The bid is 44.80. It closed at 44.64. Right. So it's still hot. Right. Yeah. It's still climbing a little bit after the close. So I'm just going to go out and buy a starter position. I'll just buy 10 shares to take a look at it. All right. And that's going to be extended hours and buy the ask. Okay, done. All right. Okay. All right. So we'll see what happens with it. All right. But this looks good. It's had a really nice run. Right. It's got an RS rating of 82. Let's see what their forecast looks like. All right. A couple of things that are very important. Oh, so they're losing money. Okay. Yeah, so they're being funded, right? So they're losing money, but their RS rating, well, they have dropped a little bit in their RS rating. 3 months ago they were a 98. 6 months ago they were 98. Now they're only an 82. So they're getting weaker, at least from this. All right. They don't have any earnings. Let's see how many funds own this stock. Okay, well, it is increasing. This is a good sign. In June of 25, they had 134 funds, now up to 141, then 197. As of March 26, they had 211 funds. So funds are buying their stock, okay, which is good. They're not shedding, right? So that's good. You know, I've got a small position, and I'll probably go put a stop loss on it later or over the weekend. So we'll see what happens. But that looks pretty good, right? Don't know anything about them, right? RDW, Redwire. Redwire had a good day today, up 13%. Really nice rise, right? And I did buy some shares, so I still have my shares, right? So this looks good. I mean, they're finally going someplace, right? Let's just zoom out. Right? Look at this all-time high, 1789 was the other day, but they're right back up here, right? And they closed at what, 1749? Okay. Oh, so they had 1789 today, all right after the market opened, right? And then, how did they look during the day? Nice. They zoomed up and they held it throughout the afternoon, right? So this looks great. Right? NASA. Yeah, I noticed NASA had a nice jump the other day, and it popped up, and actually it triggered one of my alerts, right? So I got in it, and it was nice, right? It was up 6% today, and they've been moving really nicely. As a matter of fact, it got mentioned the other day for people that want to get into like these space stocks, but they don't want to own the individual stocks. NASA's a good fund. NASA's a good ETF. All right, nice steady climb. Nothing dramatic here, which is really nice. All right, slow and steady. All right, that's great. All right. Okay. All right. What else we got here? All right. Okay. BB. I bought some BB this morning. Okay. Yes. Yes. BlackBerry. Oh yeah. I gotta write this down. TE. We'll do TE. I have BlackBerry. ASTS. Um, NOC, LHX. Is NOC Northrop Grumman, LHX? Yeah, I think so. Ford, okay. Sure, Catherine, we'll take a look at Ford. BB, I got it. Okay. What am I missing here? All right, good. All right, I have everything in the window. All right. So we just did NASA. Okay, BlackBerry. BlackBerry has had a nice rise. I bought it. I bought it pre-market over on Robinhood because I wanted to get into it. And man, look at this, 18% today. Okay, yeah. Who knows why they're coming back, but they're coming back. You know, this was great. Yeah, and it was whoever asked me about it the other day spurred me to. I saw this jump and I thought, okay, good time to get in it. Right. And I had forgotten last night, so I did it like pre-market this morning. So it worked out great. Thanks. All right. TE. I know the ticker. What is it? Oh, T1 Energy. Yes. Okay. So they've had a nice run here. But they've really faded. They were up to 978 and then they dipped way down and they're back. They went back up and then they're fading again. They are trading above their moving averages, which is good. All right. They just bumped into their 21 day. All right. I don't like this, you know, when they're down like 2 days in a row, right? Especially in a hot market. But they did have this nice jump the other day. You know, they're probably at this price. They're not gonna they're not gonna be a strong stock. I'm sure of that. All right. I'll just check for the heck of it. All right. Let's just find out. Oh, I take that back. Look at this, man. 96 RS rating. That's impressive. Wow. Look at this. 90% increase in 2026. Earnings per share, they're forecasting 222%. All right. Wow. Accumulation distribution rating of B. Hey, this is a hot stock. All right. Uh, this could go someplace. All right. Yeah, look at this, B plus. That's really good. That means funds are snapping up their stock. Their stock. Right? What do the numbers look like? Yeah, they keep going up here. Right? None of the really big funds like the Fidelity Contra Fund or some of those, but a lot of smaller funds are buying their stock. So this looks good. All right, this looks real good. Do they? I don't think they have. Well, all right. This is their earnings line. So they did. They really came out. They were here, and then they had this huge dip. You can see that earnings, and then earnings are moving back up again. So when is their? So it looks like they just had earnings recently. All right. Yeah, and they jumped off of earnings. All right. So it's pretty volatile here. Let's do 60 minutes. Let's go back like 2 weeks. All right. This has been nice. They had this huge gap up, right? And then they've fallen since then, but they're making it back. All right. This is good. All right. I like this. I may even take a position in this. This looks really good. All right. They're up 21 cents after hours. They were down today. All right, that's good. I like buying stocks after they've gone down. Right? I like buying dips. Right? And I can see from the 5 minute chart that they were down and then they moved back up at the end of the day. You see the stochastics down here, right? All right, they hit a bottom and they started to move back up. What's the daily chart look like? Stochastics here. It means they've hit a spot and they might be going sideways. Weekly, probably. Weekly probably doesn't look that good. Oh, look at this. Look at this. This is nice. The bigger the separation between these two lines, the better. All right. Okay. It's great. This looks good. All right. I like this a lot. All right. TE. I'm going to go out and buy some after this call. All right. I can buy it up until 7 o'clock this evening. All right. Good. Hey, thanks for asking about that. Something new to add. I like it. All right. Okay. Back to the list here. TE, ASTS. Jim Cramer. Jim Cramer posted today, sell your ASTS. And I'm thinking, my reply was, what have you been drinking? ASTS is doing really well. I mean, look at this rise, right? And it was up 10% today. Why would you sell ASTS? I mean, it's really strong. Again, I'm gonna go to Market Surge and ask them, what's the deal in ASTS? And I'm sure it's got an RS rating well over 90. Look at this, 93. It did move down, and it's moving back up. That's weekly. All right, what's the daily look like? Right. Yep, it's coming out of this. It's coming out of a nice dip. All right. So, and it's already broken this previous high. Look at, it's up to 105.30. So it's broken this previous high. So this is great, right? And the stochastics look really good. It's moving in the right direction there. Probably weekly will tell me the same thing. Yes, look at this. Definitely moving up. 60-minute chart. This can lie, but it'll probably say the same thing. Yep. Stochastics say that it is moving up. All right. So we'll see. We'll see. All right. I like this. I sold my today. I didn't hang on to it after the bell. Right. I took profits when things started to slide today, which was about 11 o'clock today. Oh, I moved the wrong screen. Let's bring this one back. Hang on here. Yeah, I took profits up here when I saw this slide coming. I thought, all right, I'm bailing. I'm taking profits. Right. So it finished up about where I sold. So I can get in it, and not lose anything. All right, if I want to get back in. All right, cool. Nice. All right. NOC. That's Northrop Grumman, right? Yeah, the defense stocks, it was up a little bit today. Defense stocks have been fairly reticent lately. Northrop Grumman is really not going anywhere. All right. You can see it's down and it's just going sideways. Let me drag my, where is it here? It was on the screen earlier. All right, here's where I track defense stocks. And I don't have NOC on here, so let me put it in. Okay. All right. Who are the winners and losers today? Oh yeah, Joby was up. I missed out. KTOS was up. All right. Mercury, TDY was up. Lockheed Martin was up. LHX, yeah, you gave me LHX. That's the next one. Yeah, it was up today too, right? Astra was up. HII, There's the shipbuilding company, Northrop Grumman, ESLT, HEI. Yeah, even sadly my Halliburton was down, but Halliburton's been tearing it up lately. We'll just take a look here. You wanted uh, yeah, Northrop Grumman, NOC. Oh, we did NOC. You asked about Lockheed Martin. Okay, well, that's level 3 Harris Communications. Yeah, Lockheed Martin is LMT. Yeah, I've got it here. So it had a good day. All right, it's been flat and it's starting to move back up. All right, which is good. Right, which is good. I mean, in the grand scheme of things, this is a blip, to these companies. Right? I mean, they go up, they go down. Let's take a look at 3-year chart. I mean, if you're in this long term, I mean, look at it. All right. So and this is nice. It's starting to curl back around. All these stocks are probably starting to curl back around. All right. This is good. All right. And then, I mean, seriously, if you're going to look at the big chart, what do we see here? Here's a low. Here's a low. Here's a low. All right. Here's a high. Here's a high. Here's a high. So I see higher highs, higher lows. Let's take a look at the 1 year. I don't know if the 1 year is going to show it. Yeah, because we've had this big dip. You can see there's a nice trend right here, a nice trend off the bottom up here, and then, all this uncertainty because of the, what's going on with Iran, right? Had an adverse effect on it. So, yeah, look at it. This is a good trend right now. So I think they both look good, right? NOC, let's just bring NOC back up. NOC is curling around a little bit later, right? But it's starting to move back up. So this looks good. Right? Ford. All right. Wow, look at that. $14. Like 3 years ago, it was 10. I was trading it a couple of years ago. It was $10 a share. All right. So you can't argue with it. Like they're doing restructuring. What did they wrote off a bunch of electric vehicle trucks and they got a new battery supplier. They've had all kinds of news lately, right? Right. So I haven't kept up with it, but this is good. Yeah, Ford takes aim at Tesla and BYD in Europe with the new electric hatchback SUV. So. They've had a shakeup in management, so this looks good. All right. So, hey, would I buy it? No. Okay. It's just, I don't know. It's just because it's Ford. Okay. Maybe because of this right here. All right. This giant dip. I mean, I can handle dips. But, not like that. I mean, this is the kind of chart I like. I'm back in GLW, and it had a nice day. It was up 1% today. Right? I'm back in GLW, back in ETN, back in CRS. I got back in CRS. Which was down a little bit today, but it's moving back up. These are long-term stocks for me. All right. So Ford looks really good. All right. What else do we have on the list? Where are you from? Originally Philadelphia. I was born and raised. Actually, I was born in Philadelphia, but then my parents moved out to the suburbs. You probably noticed some of my Philadelphia accent, maybe, right? But now I live in Florida, okay? CAPS, C-A-P-S, let's take a look at that. CAPS was up. I don't even know what CAPS is. Eastern time, yes. I'm on the west coast of Florida, all right? Okay, hey, Julian, all right. The 24-hour hedge fund guy bought TE, all right? That's cool. Hey, I haven't looked lately. hell is Shopify doing? We'll do your stocks. I forgot all about Shopify. Uh, okay, it's still hanging in there, right? Let's do what 20 day. That was only like 10 days ago. All right, so this is good. If you were on my live call, somebody asked about Shop, and we did a check on it, and I even put it out in one of my videos. All right, because it's over in my retirement account. I didn't take a look at it today. It was it was down 1.7%, but um, what's his name? Trump's son-in-law. Uh, Somebody refresh my memory. Jared Kushner. So his brother happens to own a hedge fund, and out of the clear blue, with the stock like down in the tank here, the brother bought $100 million worth of Shopify stock, right, last week, and we were live at the time, and I said, Kushner, wait a minute, that name is familiar. So I typed in his name. I said, is he related to Jared Kushner? Sure enough, he's related to Jared Kushner. And the fund has like $50 billion AUM. AUM is assets under management. That's how much they have money to work with from depositors, you know. And so it's been going up since then, all right? Nice slow steady rise. So I'll have to go out and check my retirement account, right? Because did put it in there. I put Shopify in there. Let's see here. Okay. What were we going to do next here? Oh, DRAM. DRAM I know had a good day because I traded it. RL. Wow. Okay. Caps. I gotta write down now. Caps. We're going to do that. DRAM, IOVA. All right, here. OVA. Let's see here. BlackBerry. BlackBerry's automotive software is slowly improving. Hey, that's cool. Okay. I don't even know what they do anymore. Okay. Neo. Last time I checked Neo, it was really in the tank. All right, DRAM. Oh yeah, RL. Man, I traded RL a lot a couple of years ago, and it was doing really well. Ralph Lauren. Right. Hey, look at Ralph Lauren's back. They had great earnings. Oh man. Oh, I'm buying back in. This has been a great stock in the past. Let's just do the 3-year chart. I mean, look at this. And then they were down. I tried to trade it a while back, and I got like stopped out really fast. So, Robert, they're back. All right. If they're back, I wonder how TPR is doing. Tapestry. Tapestry owns Coach and some other premium brands. Ooh, no, not as good. All right. Too bad. All right. Because I made money off of Tapestry and Ralph Lauren, so. Let me write that down. Ralph Lauren, I'm definitely going to buy some. Right? This is cool. And here's the important part. Let's go back to Ralph Lauren. What you'll notice here, I'm just going to zoom in on 5 days. So they gapped up, and what happened the next day? They didn't get back a penny. All right? The weak companies, after they run up on earnings, they start to fall immediately. That's what they do, right? Ralph Lauren is a strong company, so it held it, all right, and even went up a hair today, 0.7%. That's a big deal, all right. Qualcomm, oh baby, did I make some money on Qualcomm today? Yes, all right. Oracle, I haven't looked at Oracle in a while. We'll take a look. All right. Oh wait a minute, I may have sold it in my. No, I still have it in my retirement account. All right, let's take a look at it. All right, let me get a drink here. So, man versus market. The inspiration for man versus market I gotta tell you. All right. Um, is Give me a second. I would need to rearrange some stuff on my screen here. Uh, so before my wife and I moved to Florida in 2019, back in like 2012, 2013, the there was a popular show on TV called Man versus Food. The guy's name was Adam. Adam traveled all over the country, and Adam probably started out at like 160 pounds, and like 2 years later he was like 240 pounds, right? And a friend of mine owns a really nice steakhouse in a small town in northern Maryland, right by the Delaware border, and he serves nothing but certified Angus beef, and he has a. I'm just going to tell you the story. I'm sorry to bore you, but I'm going to tell it anyway, right? He has what they call the Great Steak Challenge, right? And the Great Steak Challenge is if you can eat 5 1-pound cuts and a pound of sides. The sides can be mashed potatoes, it can be green beans, it can be anything. 6 pounds. If you eat it all in less than an hour, he pays you $100. If you don't eat it all in less than an hour, you owe him $100, right? And so he got Adam to come to the restaurant to do the Great Steak Challenge. And Tony is his name. He comes from a family of restaurateurs. He closed the restaurant that night, and he invited my wife and I and about 20 other couples to go and from time to time, I'll get a message from somebody that says they're watching like a 15-year-old rerun of Man vs. Food. They said, "Hey, I saw you and Karen in Man vs. Food." Like so. That's where I took this idea for Man versus Food. Right? I thought it was great because every morning I get up and I think to myself, all right, it's man versus market. Of course, in some of your cases, it's woman versus market, but I just think it's man versus market. So that's where I got the idea, right? And the logo idea for Man versus Food. Right? So, all right, here we go. We got to do DRAM, right? We did Ralph Lauren. I skipped over DRAM. Let's do DRAM. Okay, DRAM was down a little bit today, but it had a really nice day yesterday. So the bottom line is DRAM is still really strong, right? I mean, look at it, right? It's working its way back up to its previous high. Uh, I own it, right? Yes, and I held it, right, this afternoon. I am disappointed this big dip after hours, though. It wasn't too bad. Okay, no, it was a dip at the end of the day. That's okay. SPY did the same thing. All right. So, I mean, it looks great. Trading above its moving averages. Right? So that's DRAM, Ralph Lauren, CAPS. What the heck is CAPS? Capstone Holding. Oh my goodness. This may not pop up. Oh, it did. Okay. All right, it was up 12%. All right, so it's one of these penny stocks. All right. Well, let's take a look. What did it do over the year? Okay. Uh, this is not a growth stock, right? This is the inverse of a growth stock, right? All it's done is drop, right? From $1.80 now down to 24 cents, right? Uh, I mean, if this is the kind of stock you trade, God bless you, right? Have at it. But this is not a growth stock. I like growth stocks, companies that go up, that I can buy, and in 2 weeks they can be 10 or 15% higher, and in some cases, in 1 year they can be 100% higher, right? And that brings me to Rocket Lab. Okay, somebody asked, is it too late to get into Rocket Lab? Well, Granted, Rocket Lab is hot. All right, there is no doubt about it. Let's see what Market Surge says about Rocket Lab. Right? I'm hanging on to my shares. Right? And the professional investors, the guys that run investment companies that I talk to, are all like they think Rocket Lab is a $250 stock. That's what they think. All right. I mean, it's had this meteoric rise, uh, but I mean, so here's the deal. See this 50% here? All right. According to Investors Business Daily, their strategy, which is also a strategy called CanSlim, CANSLIM. I just put it in the window. You should go on ChatGPT or Grok and read up on CanSlim. That is my style of investing. I invest in growth stocks. I buy stocks that are accelerating. I don't buy stocks that are falling. All right. I buy stocks that are coming out of a strong base or meet one of the criteria like a double bottom or a cup and a handle. And I look for breakouts, and that's what I do. And then there's a lot of other stuff that goes in, right? They got to have a strong RS rating. They have to have good earnings. They have to have accelerating sales. They have to have accelerating earnings per share rating. The number of funds that own them have to be going up. You know, those are the stocks that I gravitate toward. They're growth stocks, right? So that's where you can make most of your money. So what I'm getting to is this right here, this 50% indicator. Let's go back to the daily. It just occurred, right? According to CanSlim, when it exceeds 24%, this is going to show up anytime there's a jump of more than 24%. The rule is you're supposed to hold the stock for 10 weeks because they have proven that when it has a jump like this over the next 10 weeks, it's going to go a lot higher. Okay? And clearly, this was in January. So 10 weeks, what? 10, so it broke the mold. It didn't make it here, but we have another jump. All right. So I'm definitely going to be holding this stock. You know, even if it starts to dip that down, I'm going to hold it for 10 weeks. Now, I didn't have it back here. Right. I bought it 4 or 5 days ago. Right. Around here. Right. So, and as a matter of fact, I do have some shares of Rocket Lab, but most of my shares are RKLX, the Rocket Lab 2X, right? Because I figure if I'm going to be in a stock and I want to make money, I'm going to buy the 2X, right? So, all right. IOVA, then we're going to do Plug, then we're going to do Qualcomm, we're going to do Oracle, okay? But Qualcomm had a great run today, and then it wouldn't stop this afternoon. It was crazy, right? IOVA. Let's just do the other chart. Do my intraday chart. Okay. IOVA is absolutely moving in the right direction, right? It was up 11% today. I mean, look at this, all right? Let's just do that's 1 year, 1 year, 1 day. Let's do 180 days. It peaked, all right? It's, all right. This is a little bit concerning. You see this right here, all right? This is going sideways, all right? It's consolidating. And you can see what happens. I mean, literally, it runs up to $4.15 a share and hits resistance and bounces off it. 415 bounces off it. It's up to 413 today, bounced off it. All right. It finds support. Look at this. It's perfectly predictable. Here's support. $3.32, $3.30, $3.29, $3.26. So it's trading in this range, this narrow range right now. It's going sideways, also called consolidating. So it's consolidating right now. All right. Now, this is a small cap. All right. So the large caps, when they go sideways, they break out. All right. Small caps, whole different story. All right. Like, there's no guarantee this is going to break out. Let's see if it's consolidated in the past, and if it has, what has it done? All right. 180 day. Let's back out. Let's see if it's got any track history here of consolidating. Well, yeah, look at it consolidated here. It had a nice move up, right? Let's go back 3 years. All right, so it looks like its best days are behind it. It was all the way down to $1.64, was flat for like literally, what, 6 months here, and then it started to move again. And then it gave it back, and it's starting to move again. Like, so this one, I don't trade stocks typically under $15 a share, but this one, if I look at it right now, I'll just go back to like 5 days. It is above its 200-day moving average, and it's right at its 21 and 50-day moving average. So there's some strength here, all right, but just beware. Stocks like this could easily go right back down to where they were, because they're a small company, it's weak, right? All right, plug, all right? Then we're going to do Qualcomm, then we'll do Oracle, right? And then I'm going to wrap it up for today because my wife has some plans for us this evening. All right, plug. Hey, look at this. They had, did they have earnings? Something happened. They had this nice jump from 333 up to 376. And what's really nice is they didn't give it back, right? So this is good, all right? It got them above their 200-day moving average, all right? Because they were skirting with it, all right? I had traded this pretty actively a while back and made some money off it. And then it just kind of petered out. So, what has it done lately? Oh, yeah. I think I wrote it here for a couple of months, and then it just kind of shook me out. And I just thought, hey, I'm violating my own rule. I shouldn't be trading this. It's too cheap. But hey, this looks really good. All right, this is absolutely moving in the right direction. All right, this looks good. I would stay in it. All right. Next, Qualcomm. Whew. Man, Qualcomm hit its stride today. It was a beautiful chart today. Let's just do the 2-day. I mean, look at this. All right, I was in it. I had bought it the other day, and this rise was it just knocked it out of the park. And then it stayed strong, like pretty much the whole day. It only faded toward the end of the day, but it was great, right? And I'm still hanging on to shares. So, this is awesome, right? Because literally it went from 215, start day at 216 up to 243. That's a really nice jump. Right? It's too bad that Lumentum didn't do the same. I toyed with it a little bit today, but it was unpredictable. Couldn't make any money off of it. Okay, Oracle. Yeah. How's my Oracle stock doing? I have to go over in my retirement account, see what's going on. Nice. Okay. It was up another % today. It's been doing well. I mean, look at this. So 20 days. It came off this low, and it's just been consistent. No complaints from me about Oracle. All right, listen, that's going to wrap it up for today. I've got some stuff I have to do tonight. So, listen, Catherine asked me one more. SPCE. Can you explain the 2x over the normal stock? Oh, the 2x? Well, the process by which they generate a 2x is that, let me make sure I have this right, okay? A 2x is whatever the stock does, it will do double, okay? All right? So let's just check it out here, all right? Okay, so how does RKLX, I don't want to shout it, correct? Right, make is the wrong word, but I couldn't find a better term. Okay, so what is their strategy, all right? How do they do it? Oh, they have swap agreements. Okay, that's how they do it, swap agreements, all right? So, and if you don't know what swap agreements are, just Google it, okay? I figured it was swap agreements, but I wanted to make sure, right? So they have swap agreements, all right? Yeah. If RKLB rises 5% in one day, RKLX aims for 10%. If it falls 5%, RKLX drops 10%, all right? So that's how they do it. Mainly call options and swap agreements, all right? Yes, that's how they do it. Okay. Yeah, that's what 2x. There are some 3x's out there also. And I think somebody applied to create a 5x, but I don't think it got approval from the Securities and Exchange Commission. All right, okay. Yes, I see. Denial, rejected. Okay. Yeah, no 5x leverage ETFs have been approved. All right. So it just looks like 2x. I don't think there's any 3x. I thought there might be. Okay. All right. The SEC has made it clear it is not willing to allow 5x daily target products in the current regulatory framework. All right. There you go. Okay. This is why we only see up to 2x. All right. All right. So, Catherine, the last one, SPC8, and then we're done. Oh, Frankie's out there. Hey, Frankie. All right. Okay. Yeah. Man versus food. No, man versus market. Okay. All right. Let's do it. SPCE. Oh, isn't SPCE, isn't that the special, oh, this is Virgin Galactic. His wife just passed away the other day, or last week. Yeah, Richard Branson's wife passed away. As a matter of fact, a woman we know met Richard Branson last year in, I don't know, where was she? I don't know, some place in the South Caribbean where he hangs out. I forget what island it was. I just got a picture of him with Richard Branson. All right, so SPCA, why did they jump? Let's find out. Fall, Bulls and Bears, fall, okay, first quarter loss. All right, so they had a beat, all right, beats. When do you ever see beats, all right, okay? So they beat the estimate, all right? Earnings per share, they estimated 81, they actually had 88, and sales were 227 million versus 190 million. Okay, all right, cool, all right. So they had good earnings, so that's why their stock jumped. All right. Now, what I see, which I do like, and I pointed this out, I think, on another stock, is that all right. Oh, so that was this morning. All right. Let's see if it can hold it. All right. It did hold it today, which is nice. let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. All right, on Monday, 17% up. All right, have they ever been this high before? That is the question. 180 days. Oh yeah, they've been much higher. They've been up 523. All right. I will do you a favor here. Let's see what Market Surge says about Virgin Galactic. All right. Yes. Oop, let's try this again. That's weird. They don't have it. I wonder why. Oh, because it's too cheap. Some stocks they just don't have. All right. Oh no, there it is. There it is. All right, good. Okay. It's 62, which is not great. Okay, it could be a lot better. Right. But look at this, man. They are forecasting some big numbers. 54% increase. Oh, because they're going to have their spaceship, ready. 962. This might be a decent buy, if you believe these numbers. And look at this accumulation distribution rating of A plus. All right, and they're at a 62. Where were they 3 months ago? Oh, they were 91. Oh, so their RS has dropped. Okay, but people are still buying their funds are still buying their stock. Right? Let's see. How's the number going up? Oh no, they're dropping. Okay, funds are. I don't know, why do they have an A plus? If maybe it's just the number of shares. Oh, look at this. Funds only own 8% of the company. So I guess Richard Branson owns the majority of the business. All right. All right. So what's this deal here? Okay. Short interest. Ooh, 27%. That's pretty high. A lot of people are shorting this company. All right. Okay. It looks. It's really speculative. All right. Huge jump though. Sales. 16.4 million, up from 1.5. All right. 287 million. Well, that remains to be seen, but it might be worthwhile taking a flyer. A flyer is just like an EWAG, an educated wild ass guess. That's an EWAG, right? I may buy some of these just to see what happens. Shove them over in my retirement account. I don't look at it that often, right? I only look at the numbers at the end of the day, right? Okay, SPC, interesting find. Okay, all right. That's it. I'm gonna wrap it up. Okay. Listen, have a nice weekend, everyone. All right, and we'll be back here on Tuesday night. I am gonna do a video over the weekend on some stuff, right? On things I look for when I buy a stock, right? Okay. All right. Have a great weekend, everyone. Stay safe.